create the next global conflict. Just the will of a single man.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to AusGamers. We're out at Activision's booth at E3 2011. I'm here with Glen Schofield, who is somewhat of a savior. You guys came in and helped out IW with the, I guess, finishing up this trilogy that everybody's been waiting for the end.
Well,
and created your own company outside of an awesome other start, I must say.
Thanks. Well, it's not a trilogy. This is, we're telling the story. We're finishing up the story and paying off on all the investment that you put into these characters, into the story. But and you're not going to be left with a big cliffhanger or anything. You're going to feel good about it. But we don't see it as a trilogy.
Because I was always under the impression from the start that it was literally just going to be the 3 games that following that core amount of characters and then sort of tying it off.
We'll leave that. We'll see how that ends up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about you guys coming in and helping IW. What was the process there? What sort of work has Sledgehammer done in creating this alongside Infinity Ward?
Right. Well, they were about 40 or 50 people, something like that, and we were about 40 or 50 people, and this was well over a year ago, and we had already been working in the engine, so we knew the engine a bit, and they were looking for help, and we just kind of hit it off. We were huge fans of the series. That's why we're here. They asked me, "You want to start your own studio and work on Call of Duty?" And we were going to work on something else, but so I was here for Call of Duty, and so when they ask you to work on the largest game in the history of entertainment, you don't say no. Yeah. And so we came at it as fans. They came at it as the makers of it, but our stories were the same. We wanted it to go in the same direction, which was really strange. It was like so close. So we had one vision, and 2 teams, and slowly the 2 teams end up being just one big co-development team. It's not split down the middle. We'll do some levels, they'll do some stuff, and but it's not like, oh, you're doing multiplayer and you're doing this, you're doing that. It's, okay, if your character guys are really good, we'll take your characters. Well, oh, our cars are really good. Yeah, whatever. Is one big team.
So moving forward after this, I mean, it's probably a bit silly to talk about that now, but will you guys kind of go off and do the Sledgehammer thing after that, or do you think that it'll be kind of that co-development thing down the track as well?
I don't really know. We would like to, make a Sledgehammer game, no doubt. But we've learned a lot with these guys, and it, it's been crazy and fun and hard, and but it's been successful. So I'm not sure.
Well, let's approach a minor elephant in the room.
Right.
The competitor has a brand new engine that looks fantastic.
Sure.
Can't deny that. And you just mentioned that you've been working with this engine, and it looks good. It looks better than it ever has.
Yep.
For that moving forward, can you see yourselves and even IW kind of abandoning this and actually going back to the drawing board?
I don't really know. We really revamped this engine. Right, we put a whole new audio system in, and it is as competitive as anybody out there. You can go out and name your engine and call it whatever you want, right? I've done that before. I've seen that trick. And the bottom line is this game will run at 60 frames a second. Not sure any of our competitors will. I'm not sure I've seen any of our competitors on the console, especially running at 60 frames a second, and I'd be a little bit scared at this point in June if I was looking forward to a particular game that wasn't on the console and running at 60. And I think 60 is our competitive edge, and you just don't throw that away. What you do is you build upon it, right? And build and build and build, and we build new tools that make us more efficient. We've built brand new tools so that we could put more stuff. That's why you'll see a level, right? And you come out of the water. So we've built all this water. You've got New York in the background. You've got explosions going on. You've got, skyscrapers. And you have this huge submarine coming out of the water. I mean, we're able to put so much on the screen because it's an engine that is well known. It's very clean, and we're able to easily upgrade it. So I don't know what the future holds for the engine, but you don't ship an engine, you ship a game.
That's a very good point. Now the differentiator. I just played Spec Ops,
right.
Which has its horde mode, which is kind of your version of zombies, which is good. No, come on, it's the same. It's the same team.
Okay.
But it's good because you're, as the guy said, like zombies don't shoot back. So that's one of the cool things.
Yeah.
What else is new that's coming with Modern Warfare 3 though?
Well, we're not talking about multiplayer, but it's when we do, people will be pretty excited, I think. And wow.
That's all right.
Yeah. And Spec Ops, of course, we've got the new modes, but we also have the upgrading system, which I think you saw in there. What we've did is we've made Spec Ops a real part of the game. So it's, before it was sort of an add-on, but now you've got 3 distinct parts of the game. You've got campaign mode, you've got Spec Ops, and you've got multiplayer, and they are all major beasts in themselves, right? There's a lot of game out there for people. I mean, they could play hundreds of hours on multiplayer, God knows how many on Spec Ops, because it's also got, besides survival mode, it also still has its mission modes in there, and some crazy missions in there. Your buddy's flying in a helicopter, and you're on the ground, and then you're switching and stuff like that. So, and then campaign mode, we've just completely blown it out. Like we're in cities, we're in cities all over the world, and we've had to really upgrade the engine to make sure that we can get all that in there.
So you say that you're all over the world, but why no Australia?
We'll be there next, maybe. Yeah. It's a long flight there.
Yeah, the enemy doesn't want to go there. It takes too long to get there, right?
Yeah, an island, and then it's well defended.
So what you're saying is we're too good to go to?
Yes, your fighters are too good.
Okay, so I want to get back to multiplayer. I know you can't talk about it, but there is a bit of information that did come out quite recently about you guys readopting the IWNet peer-to-peer thing and not dedicated servers, despite the fact that Treyarch went to dedicated servers, which is a better model, but we want to know why.
All that's just rumors. I don't know where this stuff comes from because we aren't talking about it. We haven't even made decisions internally ourselves, and
so it could happen?
I don't know what's going to happen.
All right.
No, the truth is so much stuff is rumors that we would love to be able to get out there and talk about this stuff, but just wait till multiplayer comes out, and I'm not saying that's going to be the surprises, but the surprise it's going to be a great new game.
Okay. So for people following the story, me being one of them, I'm very invested in these characters.
Good.
I almost shed a tear when Ghost died in the last game.
Yeah.
Is everybody going to return, and what's going to happen? Like, what's the kind of culmination? I mean, obviously I don't want spoilers, but...
Right, no spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers. Let's just say that this game takes place hours after Modern Warfare 2.
Right.
So we pick up right after that. And, DC is burning, and Task Force 141 is either dead or on the run. The Russians have taken over the eastern border of the United States. That's why we're in Manhattan. But the United States Army is finally pushing them out. That's where we introduced a couple of new characters in Delta Force. But the war takes on, a much bigger approach later. And, let's just say that you're gonna feel good, or you're gonna get at least a payoff on all the investment you put in on the story. That's the whole idea. Is we want people to feel good about the end, and not good, but like, all right, now it's wrapped up the story.
Is it? Are we talking roughly the same length as the last 2 games in terms of single player?
Well, our goal is to try and make it a little bit longer, but you never know. You know, it's crazy. Some people will say, "Wow, you made a 12-hour game." Other people say, "Well, it's only 5 hours." So I don't really know how that comes out. We shoot for a certain time, which is always longer than the last one.
It's good news, though.
Yeah.
Like, to even hear that, that's great.
And we spent a lot of time on the story, a lot. Yeah. So people who are, were worried about the last one, like thought it was a little bit confusing. We've spent so much time since day one, and we are still working on it, trying to cover up any plot holes and stuff like that. So the story is important.
All right, awesome. Well, we've got to leave it there, Glenn.
Okay.
But thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
No, cheers.
Yep.